You know, I was watching a video, a couple of videos. Matter of fact, quick shout out to Professor Black Truth and Tariq Nasheed for providing a service regarding Kamala Harris. To me, one part was shocking. The other part, it was two different things. They both provided video footage of her dancing to Cardi B. The other one shocked me as much, and even more so, based on her statement of some music favorites of hers, quote unquote. Let me talk about that as well. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. I was watching this morning a video of California State Senator Kamala Harris, and she was I guess one of her staffers just happened to walk in on her dancing, okay? And they decided to film her dancing to some music by Cardi B, who is, to me, is a very weak rapper as far as I'm concerned. I don't think she's that great of a rapper. That's another story. But and then she was on the audio. I don't know if there's video attached to it, but it was a picture of her. And there's an audio of her addressing the people of Wakanda. And she was kind of giggling about what she did. And there was another audio of her talking about her favorite music, and she called herself giving a shout out to Fife from Tribe Called Quest. This particular song, I don't remember her specifying the song, but I know she said something about, she had a song, there's a song out there by one of her favorite groups, and it was Tribe Called Quest. And she was kind of giggling about the thing, and then she gave a shout out to Fife. Fife's dead. Fife's been dead for a number of years. All right. She didn't say to the memory of many, like she just gave a shout out like he was still around. But it's the whole thing with her is that she don't take black folks seriously. It's obvious she don't. Because first of all, you're pandering to black people, Kamala Harris. That's number one. Number two, I can hear it in your voice that you weren't serious anyway. And number three, you're out just like every other Democrat and some Republicans. Y'all out about to vote. Y'all don't give a fuck about black people. You really don't. And you definitely don't, even though your father's Jamaican. I'm going to get to that in a second. But you really don't care about black people. You full of shit. You're just as big of a bullshit as Barack Obama was. And I'm going to get to that in a minute too. You know? Because you really, I mean, when I heard the audio and the video that I saw of you doing all of that, you were being extra. There was no question about that. You were definitely being extra. And you don't really give a damn about black people. You just want their vote. Because you know that black people in the last 50 years, especially since we had got our full rights to vote, quote unquote, there's still some issues in certain states, where we're still being fucked with. And you are one of the people that's doing just that. You know, you caping us for a few things to get us to say, yeah, we'll vote for you. You know, it works. And, you know, in our case, in our culture, we stooping up to fall for the banana in the tailpipe like we always fucking do. You know, any little soundbite said, we're going to fight for you peoples. You know, by any Democrat, particularly a woman. And this is a woman who's also part of the Me Too movement as well. You know, she's very much part of that. And I'm like, okay, so you're really going to fall banana in the tailpipe, and a woman who's I know is part of that Me Too movement generation. The same Me Too movement that actually helped spread the word about toxic masculinity. I'll get to that in a second as well. You know, she can't be trusted. She cannot be at all. You know, she don't even rep her own father, who actually was an educated, very educated man, as well as her mother, who was Indian, her father, who was Jamaican. She says very little about her father. She don't really rep her black heritage like that. She doesn't talk about being black at all, matter of fact. I know, because I seen her watching videos. She did a book. She also has a book that she promoted at one of the local schools down, local colleges down here. I just saw the video last night. She doesn't address her blackness at all. You know? So that goes to show you right there. She's out for the black vote just because she's black. But she don't really care about blackness at all. It's obvious that she don't. She really don't. But as far as Obama and somebody else addressed that too. And I give a shout out to Yvette Carnell about that. She was right. The only thing to carry Obama, because Obama he never really addressed his blackness either. You know, but he's never, been around black people a lot. Well, I take that back. He has, but he's never been raised in it. There's a difference. But the only thing that solidified him was the fact that his wife was black, and she's very much into her blackness, as far as I know. Michelle Obama. That's what really got him over. The fact that his family was black. That's what helped him get over. This policy wasn't about black people from the get-go. Never was. Never was. That's real talk. His agenda was never about helping black folks. Ever. Never was. You know? And that's the thing about Obama that I never really liked. He wasn't about blackness at all from the jump. He never was. He never was. And the thing of it is, though, Obama allowed issues that was hurting us in our communities to just go over his head. And he would give a couple of sound bites, like he really was into the issue. He never cared. And then you had this would really trip me out. You had a black radio talk show host that was caping for him, defending him. Talking about, wait, he's doing it behind the scenes. I actually heard, I swear to God, there was a black radio show host, a major one too, on satellite radio, that actually said that. I actually heard him say that. I don't even listen to him like that anymore because of that. And he was one of my favorite ones. When he was on regular talk radio, on mainstream radio, he was good to go. But when he said that, I was like, fuck that nigga. Excuse my French. I said, the hell with his ass, man, for real. I was pissed. Because you sitting there gave him a pass for not standing up for a crime that was wrong. The murder of a black child for no reason. And he did not stand toe-to-toe against the people who did it. He would not do it. But yet, this talk show was about, he's working behind the scenes. I knew all the time he wanted to. I said, yeah, okay, you just saying that just to call yourself trying to calm down black people from getting upset about what happened. That's all the fuck you was doing. You full of shit. Now, turned out, he was full of shit. And I was right. It was all a bunch of smoke and mirrors on that. He didn't do anything. Eric Holder went to St. Louis, talked to them black people. We're going to address the situation. Next thing you know, Justice Department didn't pursue the charges. The cop got off. Just as simple as that. See, when it comes to us, it's all politics and smoke and mirrors. And Kamala Harris presents that very well. She's kind of like the black version, the black/Indian version, biracial version of Hillary Clinton. she's going to throw out the bullet biscuits for you and see how well you grab them. And then she's going to take your vote, run with it, put herself up, and put you right down. Kamala Harris has a track record of that. I'm going to try to look at a little bit into that myself about that, because I know she's not the one we should be voting for. I would never vote for her. And if you vote for her, I'm telling you right now, this is my opinion, no offense to you, you have to be a stupid ass motherfucker to vote for this woman. I'm sorry. And yes, I said it. You heard it right here. DJ Wolf Live said, you stupid as fuck if you vote for her. I'm sorry. You're voting away, you're throwing them, basically, if you vote for Kamala Harris right now, with her track record, and the bullshit she tried to pull on YouTube that I've seen, you're just basically throwing away your vote. You really are. You're throwing away your vote. You're just wasting your time. I wanted to also talk about Terry Crews too. Terry Crews posted something on Twitter about don't fall on the floor for toxic masculinity. I'm just paraphrasing that. It's a picture from a promo he took for America's Got Talent, which was on Monday night. I know that's what it was, because he had on that very same suit on the set of America's Got Talent when he took the picture, when he made the statement. It's on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I'm going to look into that. But anyway, I don't know, he's taking a stance on against what they refer to men, certain men as having toxic masculinity. But like I said, and I talked about this before, based on that Gillette commercial, all of the things that they referred to toxic masculinity, or their definition of it, was extremely weak. It has nothing to do with toxic masculinity at all. I'm still, if that's their view of toxic masculinity, then they're basically trying to throw men under the bus. I'm sorry. Everything I saw in that commercial, I had to watch it. For me, I had to watch it 2 or 3 times. Like, what are they talking about? Is it me? Let me watch it again to make sure. And I'm gonna say it to you guys. That video, that commercial, you may have to watch it like 2 or 3 times to really understand where they're coming from. I mean, at least their view. Let's put it like that. Their view. Their view is a very weak view of how men, in terms of what they think toxic masculinity is. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity if that's the case, based on their views. Based on their presentation of the commercial. If you telling me you trying to go talk to a woman and you not harass her, that's toxic masculinity. If you said boys will be boys because boys roughhouse, that's toxic masculinity. They even say bullying is a form of toxic masculinity. It's really not. Trust me, it's not. I know I've been bullied. It's not. Take it from somebody who had been bullied one time. Okay, a couple times. But it's really not that. I had a guy who I thought was bullying me, and he was just roughhousing. There's a thin line with that, to tell you the truth. In some cases, in other cases, it is bullying. But you got girls who bully boys. That's fact. So you can't consider that toxic masculinity if the girl's doing it. But they don't talk about toxic femininity, because there is such thing. I did a video about that. Y'all just don't bring it up. And the Me Too movement, I know, is part of it. I've heard other videos where people talk about and alluded that the Me Too movement is likely behind it. I'm pretty sure they are now. But I'm also pretty sure that Kamala Harris is part of that Me Too movement generation. I thought I saw a video with her involved with something to do with Me Too not long ago. So I wouldn't be totally surprised. But nevertheless, and I'm going to say again, nevertheless, Nothing surprises me anymore. People do some dirty, dirty stuff out here anymore. They do. And her tactic to try to run for office, the thing that really offended me as much as all of that was the fact that she did it on the observation of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. I didn't like that. I thought that was classless to me. She used it to symbolically say, you know, I'm running for office, you should vote for me, I'm black. Well, she didn't actually say she was black. But to me, that's bullshit. And I know her people put her up to do all that dancing and stupid statements that she was making about Wakanda to the people of Wakanda. I couldn't believe, and then she was, you know, you can't take her seriously. I mean, it's nothing about her that I like. I knew something about her was up anyway. I saw her in the video. This is when I first heard about it. About a year or 2 years ago when she was on the reality show. What's her name? It's that chick from 21 Jump Street. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, this girl was saying was supposed to be friends with her. She actually she used to go to school with her or something. Holly Robinson. That's what it was. This chick I was dating in high school, I wasn't dating her. This chick I seen in high school, I did date her though, named Lori. Actually was friends with, supposedly was friends with her years ago. She knew. I actually tried to get her to call her. But anyway, that's not the story. But yeah, and she introduced Kamala Harris as a fighter for people, for black people, and I'm like, okay. It started to sound good for a minute, but then I kind of had my suspicions about it anyway. I wasn't sure. My suspect radar was on. It wasn't on high alert. It is now, but you know. But she, Kamala Harris is somebody I would not vote for. I'm sorry, I wouldn't vote for her if you paid me to. Honestly, I would not. I don't even know if I'm going to vote at all. I didn't vote this past year in the midterms. I don't know if I'm going to vote in the general election. And I talked about this before too. We need to have somebody who actually is us. The problem is, like before, they're always trying to pick your candidates. They're trying to tell you who to vote for, when to vote for, and how to vote. That's part of the problem too. We have people trying still trying to dictate our path, and we gotta stop that. We gotta stop caping for people who we're gonna let dictate our path. You know, Kamala Harris is just somebody who's trying to be a fame whore. She wants to be the first woman to become president. And, of course, she's going to do it off the backs of black folk. The thing of it is, are we going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe again? That's the question. I don't think she's going to win, to tell you the truth. I don't want her to win. I'm not going to kid you about that. I really don't. If I'm going to vote for anybody, you need to, you know, if I ever vote again, if I vote for anybody, it's going to be somebody who's going to represent my family and my people and my community. You know? Because we've never really been represented properly the way we should. Obama for 8 years didn't do it. How do I know if Kamala Harris is going to be any different? And considering she's married to a white guy. So she already has white influence. You know? This woman also lived in, you know, is from California. She spent a lot of her childhood years in Canada. You know? And she was with her mother, who her mother is Indian. Her father's Jamaican. You know? And I'm thinking, okay, you are not a DOS, descendant of slave. You know, neither one of them were. So I'm like, okay, what are you going to represent? What do you know? And oh yeah, that's the other thing. She doesn't come from a middle class background. You know, like people like myself have. You know, she don't know what it's like to to live poor. I do. You know, we need somebody who knows from the gutter. And I'm talking about from the gutter of how it is to struggle from the bottom straight up. You know, you need somebody who's going to represent you not only in the boardroom, but in the streets too. That wasn't Obama. The damn sure is not Kamala Harris. For damn sure, it ain't her. It ain't either one of these guys. It ain't guys like them. It will never be guys like Obama or Kamala Harris that'll represent you properly. You know? They won't. And like I said again, we gotta stop letting other people, particularly white people, choose our candidates for us. We gotta stop that. I mean, seriously, we should start dictating who we want to hold, who we want to run for us and represent us, for real. Because as long as we let other people dictate who we want to represent us, as long as we let other people represent who they want us to represent, or represent us rather, we're going to be like a puppets on a string. They're going to take our votes and run with it. They're going to use our votes against us. That's what I'm referring to. Like Obama did for 8 years. He used our vote against us. He's a prime example of that. What is with these people doing today, man? You know, they took our votes. I mean, and this is what she's going to do. She's going to do the same damn thing. She's going to take her vote and use it directly against us, like they always do. And lies a big part of the problem. That's what I'm doing out here, man. And that's what gets under my skin all the time. You know, I haven't really heard her talk about any policies. You know, no. Matter of fact, when she did the book tour, that's the other thing I want to talk about. And I watched the first 35 minutes. She never mentioned about her father, but about a minute, if that. She talked about her mother. She talked about her Indian heritage. And she talked about other things, but none of it represented black people at all. She didn't even talk about her blackness at all. You know. Or her Jamaican heritage, which is black, but still. Never talked about it. Her brother. What y'all doing out here? Jeez. And that's the thing, and this is where I got some issues with her ass. She don't represent like she claims she does. She truly does not. She truly don't. So like I said, I'm not in her camp. I won't be in her camp. She's fake as fuck. I'm sorry. She is just that. She's fake as hell. So like I said, she won't be representing me. I won't be voting for her. I have no reason to. I'm not a fan of hers. She has a bad track record representing black people. But she has a good track record of trying to get black people's votes. You know? And we gotta stop throwing our votes away. You know? We gotta start investing in people who want to really be about us, man. And hold their feet to the fire. See, that's the other thing about Obama. We never really held Obama's feet to the fire for the 8 years he was in office. Never did. Never did. Because figure, Obama gonna handle it. He black. He gonna handle it. You know? Because we still got that fucking slave butter biscuit mentality. We do. We got the biscuits and oatmeal mentality about things, man. We gotta change that, man. And we got to. You know, this woman got to never be playing Cardi B like she's down with the young folks. I'm hoping them young folks don't even give her a vote. They shouldn't. Don't waste your time. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna make it my purpose to make sure that she does not win in terms of my thoughts on it, because I don't think she's right for I don't think she's going to be good to represent African Americans. She's not. Because she's not true. She's not true to it. She's not true to it. She ain't true about it. She ain't true in her heart. I've heard her heart. It ain't true. It ain't true. But I'm gonna stay on top of this thing about her running for office. I said she hadn't said much, but she said no. Her thing is not an exploratory thing for office. She said she was running for office, and she was supposed to have put out I think a speech out of college somewhere, going further into her bid for candidacy for president of the United States. I haven't heard much else about that since then. As a matter of fact, I was looking for news spots and all that. I ain't seen none. There's probably one or two out there. I just haven't seen it. But that's about all I got to say, guys. I just wanted to get the 2 cents out the way because I'm kind of feeling that we should no longer let people take advantage of our votes. We should wisely think about who we voting for and why we voting for them. Don't be caping for the first thing that says, oh, I'm down for the black people. See, Bernie Sanders did that too. Okay? Hillary Clinton did that too. They all do that. Obama did it twice. You know, first term, second term. Didn't do a damn thing. And was never held accountable for what he didn't do. Never held accountable. Even when he was around in the presence of black people, he was never held accountable. And I kind of blame black people for that. You know, you caper for a brother who was president for 8 years, and you know damn well all the mess that went down, and you still didn't hold him accountable. Y'all too busy loving to be entertained. You know, just like a church. And one thing about you, and I love, don't get me wrong, I love the Lord, I love church, I love church people. You know, these are the ones I talk to anyway. But, you know, sometimes I feel it's a show too. I do. You know, Eddie Griffin, I talked about that in a comedy performance he did. And it got me to thinking about it. He's totally right. And you know, you got Democrats do the same thing. The thing about church folks does it, I'm going to talk about it on a later podcast, but yeah. But Democrats do the same thing. They said try to entertain you and wow you. That's what Barack Obama did. That's what Hillary Clinton did. That's what Bernie Sanders did. And this is what Kamala Harris doing. Same thing. No different. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, folks. We got to get our mindset away from that bullshit. Stop trying to cape for the butter biscuits from these people, man. Stop looking for them to entertain you. When they start doing that shit, you know they ain't about they about winning your vote, because you're a sucker for it every time. Oh, she gonna do it, Dougie. Oh, she about us. No, they ain't about you. They about pandering you. They about getting your vote. They are about playing your vote from you, taking your vote, running away. They don't care about your issues. You know what they care about? Power. They'll use your vote as a stepping stone to get power. They've always done it. They continue to do so. Think about it. They've been doing this for the last 50 years. Black people were poor back in the 60s. You got black people poor now in 2019. Black people, the jobless rate was high back then. It's high now. You know, which leads to the crime rate. Crime rate was always high in our communities. Crime rate is still high today. You know, housing was bad then. It's bad now. A whole lot's changed because we can continue to fall for a tailpipe with the banana stuck in it, and we don't realize how deep it is in there, if you know what I mean. That's all I gotta say, guys. This is DJ Wolf live. Be looking out for live podcasts. I know I haven't done one in a while. I gotta calibrate my stuff. Guys was come over to check my inspection on some of my water heater, my other stuff this weekend. I did get the sump pump in, so that's a good thing. It didn't flood because it rained a little heavy the other day. Thank God it didn't flood, and the sump system is working beautifully. So I got a lot of stuff I got to get to this weekend, but I will be talking more about this and other topics on DJ Wolf Live, the live show returning, hopefully this weekend. Blog Talk Radio, that's another whole story. I'll deal with it later. Question, comments, DJ Wolf Live at AOL.com, and you can always leave comments here on YouTube, and I can always you can always hear my download my on-demand episodes right here on Spreaker. All right, guys, DJ Wolf, I'm out.